Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? My name is Kyle, you know me as Dragonmar, and welcome to a new video. Today guys, we'll be reviewing a Silver III Omen VoD on the map Ascent. Thank you to MacManny for submitting this in the Discord. And by the way guys, if you do want your VoDs reviewed, make sure you do join the Discord, link down below, and submit your VoDs into the VoD review channel, and I will randomly select them. Also, if you are new here or maybe find yourself returning, hit that subscribe button, guys. It really does mean a lot to me. And, that way you get notified when these videos go live. It seems like you guys have been liking these VoD reviews, and as long as you guys like them, I'm going to keep making them. With that being said, though, remember, I do these live as well on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Twitch.tv/Dragonmar. But that's enough of those, so let's get started with the video. Alright guys, starting things off here on round 1. So, as some of you know, I have been playing Omen a little bit more, and as such, it's actually given me some good insight, I think, into how to review these VoDs. So, a few things I've noticed about Omen that I want to look into while I'm watching this is a lot about how you use your smokes, but it's really about your blind. That's one of the things that separates Omen from Brim for me. So during this VoD, I'm definitely going to pay attention to that. And nothing really happened in round 1 there. Nice little win though. All right, round 2, doing the same smoke. So that smoke over there by B-Link, definitely a good smoke. But normally it's also good to get a little aggressive off of it. Now, you don't want to do that every round, of course. But that smoke there allows for some really nice shrouded steps. That's obviously his little teleport that he can do. You can go right up next to it. You can go behind it. There's some cool stuff you could do with that. But looks like the team is going to pick up the slack here and get some kills. Now, the problem right now is that B is left completely open after the teammate dies over there. Thankfully, the bomb is over at A. So hopefully on this round, Mac will just be able to clean this up nice and simply. Hopefully not dying. But then again, he just has a sheriff and light armor as well. Not a big deal. But this should be an easy win. Now we're picking up round 3. So we've got the guns out. And this normally is the round that sort of tells me how this first half is going to go. I look to round 3 to see what the team is doing, how they're playing together, and sort of what is going to happen. Now, right here, this is a big problem I'm seeing. If we just rewind back a little bit here, what you're going to watch here is this arrow. And then the second the arrow comes out, Mac moves to the side. And you can't do that. The reason is you expose yourself more in that smoke. Instead, stay in your corner there and let them force themselves around that corner. Might even be a good idea to start spraying it as well, because they're going to have to come around the corner to shoot you. By moving yourself to the side, you actually expose yourself more to more angles in mid. Were you dead there anyways? Probably. But still, that's a bad habit, and you want to make sure you're not doing that. Okay, round 4 here actually looks like a little force coming out of Mac. So what I want to see here then is if we're going to be playing with a Spectre, do not be peeking mid. It just doesn't have the range to compete with those Phantoms, Vandals, and Ops. Instead, stay close, use your blind to make plays, and sort of play off of your smokes for defense as well. Force them into bad situations with the smokes, hit them with your blind, and take some free kills. So throws a little smoke over there towards A main. I think that's pretty good. I don't think it's missing the corner there, so that should be fine. But unfortunately, a teammate does go down. Bring this into a 3v5. Now, this is where you have to start thinking about stacking a site. Just because you're on a force here, and they are on a full buy, I believe, it's very tough. So, nice little blind there. Ends up getting the headshot. I would maybe take the classic out here and jump this corner. This is very risky right now. Has to be careful with that. A little bit of a blunder there, to be quite honest. I'm really surprised that Raze didn't get aggressive, but I think the problem is the Raze took so much damage. Shouldn't want to get aggressive. So in that situation, just keep aggressing. You had full health. If you jump that corner, I'm betting on that Raze missing you and you finishing off that kill there. Instead, though, you leave yourself in a 2v4 instead of a 2v3. 2v3 was much more winnable. Once again, the Silver arrow catching you there, you're taking some damage. Noticing Crosshair Placement a little bit low every now and then, but you pick it up right here. Oh, it was a great peek there. Great double kill. Nice. And you're going to grab the gun to boost that economy up as well. This was a very nice round for you, to be quite honest. Even though it looked hopeless, you still were able to do a ton of eco damage. And you even damaged the jet there as well. Oh, got a little confused there though. But overall, a good round. Way to live. Unfortunately, the force buy didn't really work out, but nonetheless, you did some great damage. All right, round 5, starting with the one and only smoke over at B-Link. So if you guys don't know, on this map, it's really smart to smoke B-Link and top mid. That sort of gives you mid control. And if you want, your player on cat and a player in mid can push out together. Okay, great blind there, but now you're getting too aggressive for me. I just don't see the purpose in that peek there. You had everything going for you until you made that peek. You could have potentially just sat there by logs after this. So you ready? You get this kill and just sit there and play with your teammate Reyna. Have the Reyna come up on sidewalk, play off of her. But instead you get aggressive. You want the kills, but you didn't need to do that. And honestly, this might be why you lose this round. You have to learn when aggression is needed and when it's not. And in that situation, you were still safe playing in logs, but instead of peeking there, just ask your Reyna to come support you. And then once you get your smoke it and get the hell out of there. Now, Mac's team actually does come through for him there, and they do win that round. So, what looked very bad actually ended up being not so bad in the end. Then again, you know, he did do a 1-for-1 trade, so not the worst situation in the world, but it's always frustrating when I watch these VODs, and I just see the over-aggression getting you killed, because I know you can do so much better, and you probably don't even realize you're doing it sometimes. Oftentimes, people with very good aim and decent game sense just don't realize that the reason what's holding them back is their aggression. They don't know how to stop peeking, and that's a hard thing to learn to not do, because it's kind of hardwired into who you are as a player to go for those peaks. So it takes some serious effort to sort of unravel that wire and get rid of it, because it really is dug in deep there. But nonetheless, this is a 2v4, so this is a really tough situation. Unfortunately, I think that Raze went down, or maybe that was the Killjoy. I'm not really sure who was up here in heaven. But nice little kill on the Raze there. Kind of curious why you scoped in that close, but to each their own. If it helps you, fine. And I think there was a call made to play for exits. I think that's probably the right call here. 1v3, very unlikely. You do have 2 smokes, so I'm wondering maybe if you know, I didn't look at the smoke in the beginning there, so maybe you had a smoke left, but always make sure we're throwing these smokes down. Even if we're not on site yet, sometimes we can help our team, but nonetheless, you're going to live here. That's perfect. That's what you need to do on these rounds that are lost. All right, round 7, starting off with the double smoke. So we're going to smoke top mid, and we're actually going to call back the B-Link smoke. I think the reason he called that back is because the Jet's peeking it, which is a good plan. But right now, look at this info they've gained. Reyna has completely pushed up B. Jet's watching mid. Now you have to go help A. Someone needs to go A right now. Jet is going. But look at mid. Oh man, and that's the problem there, is that, you know, you still have to be weary of mid, because for exactly that reason. It's not clear. Someone can peek it. A lot of the times they're going for a split onto A. Some coming through mid, some coming through short over on cat. And in that situation, where are they going to be if they want to go cat? They're going to be top mid. So that's one of those times where you just have to remember that there can be an op in play. And when you peek those long angles, you always are taking a risk of there being an opper there. So I believe the Reyna actually was able to come up with a 2-on-1 clutch, and look at what Mac does there. He says, I know this Jet opped me from here last time. Let me get a little payback. And this is the type of unpredictability I talk about. He has not opted mid yet in this half. And then he brings it back here with the op. I think that's sort of the perfect example of how to stay unpredictable. Now, on top of that, he's going to smoke off mid to provide some cover for himself so he can relocate if he wants. His team is doubled up over on cat, so potentially the mid smoke could have been a little more hurtful. Honestly, I probably would have left it open, maybe smoke link or maybe smoke top mid, and then peek that angle with your team, because right now, see what I mean? They're pushing mid, but he's kind of separated because he smoked himself. But nonetheless, nice little round here from the team, and I love the fact that Mac went in for that for the op kill on the Jet there, because a lot of the times oppers do not expect you to have an op if you haven't been buying one for the entire game, and that's exactly what happened. So big props to Mac there for switching things up. All right, smoke going up in top mid, but there is an enemy smoke over here at B. So we have to be careful. We want to watch our flank. So that's a more conservative smoke. It gives up a little more area over towards mid. But right now, what Mac needs to do is he needs to fire off these shots. Oh, unfortunate misses there. Just looks like his aim is a little bit off. I think one player mid on the site, and now he's watching his flank. I think right there what happened, he just kind of got a little too overexcited, saw too many targets, and just didn't take his time. Remember, guys, when you have these ops, you do not have to rush your shots. In that situation, they were kind of funneled in there, and nobody was really paying attention. See, the Brim wasn't looking at him. The Sage was, but then walked away. Just take your time, hold your angle, and let them come to you. All right, nothing really happened on round 10, but Mac's team did win. On to round 11 here. The Sova goes down early over in main, but does get a little bit of info. So we're going to counter smoke here, but what are we going to do? How are we going to get out of this smoke to help the team? Okay, jumps down logs. Oh my gosh.
My ping went up to 400.
Take your time. Nice shot. Okay, now reposition. He's got to get out of here. The enemy team is going to know he's here. Brim does go down on site, though. Okay, so he's choosing to stay here. Brim goes down. It is a 2v2. I'm not sure if we've seen bomb yet, though.
Spike's on site. Like in B, right?
Okay, spike on site, back of B is the call that Mac made. So, nice kill by the Jet there, holding the flank. I kind of like this positioning. Jet's holding the flank, and Mac is holding B main. The only problem is market is pretty open. So big risky market. Okay, Raze pushes the Jet and kills her. Now it's all on Mac here. Okay, so he misses the first shot, has to reposition.
No.
Oh, man. Okay, so I like the idea there, but what I would say instead is if we kind of zoom out here for a second, or I'll just sort of talk over this and use my mouse on the screen maybe for you guys to see. After he misses, just shrouded step over there to the sidewalk. I think that's probably the better play. I like the idea, right? Get out of there, but you have to know you just don't have enough time there. That's one of those game sense things. This comes with time, understanding timings on things. The Rays definitely had enough time to push you, unfortunately. Close, but I like the effort. I like the idea, but the execution just wasn't there. All right, so Mac is back to opping mid again, still in market. But it looks like he's going to throw a smoke over here towards A to help the team a little bit. The call was a few in A main. We've got Reyna, Jet, and Mac all opping. I'm not sure if anyone's opping over on A site, but that's quite a few ops, and that does worry me sometimes. Remember, guys, it is important to have rifles as well. Having like 4 ops is not optimal. Sorry, it's not really a good thing, I would say. There's a lot of situations where it is more important to have a rifle than it is to have an op. Despite the op being so powerful, it can't kill 2 enemies in 2 different spots the same way a rifle can, which is like, you know, one tap. It can't do that. It takes so long to reload, especially when you're in a fight. Nonetheless, though, we are here 4 on 3. 3 players towards B, but a call catwalk coming in from Killjoy. Team is rotating. So one thing we've noticed so far is I think the only ult we've seen from Mac was that ult that got him killed. So definitely something maybe he can improve upon. I'm also noticing that the smokes, they just feel a little bit rushed. I'm not sure why. I've noticed a few cracks, not the biggest deal, but definitely something that's easily improved upon. Regardless, bomb is down at A, player in the flank. Yep, pushing in here, a lot of sound being made, perfect. And see, right there was so much sound going on, especially with the ult. That Brim had no idea Mac was coming behind him. He knew that, he made the push there. You know, his footsteps were muffled by the sound of the ult. Gets the easy shot in the back there of Brim, and has a pretty nice half for defense there. Team is up 8-4 right now as well. Okay, starting pistol round off here. So we're on attack now. This really changes things up because attack on Ascent tends to be one of the harder maps to attack on, at least. There are a lot of choke points and a lot of really tricky spots that the enemies can be in on defense, as well as with a good mid hold. Very hard to play this map.
Yo, my man's flanking. You gotta go in.
Okay, nice job there. I actually think that flash helped the Reyna, honestly. So good job there. Not really sure what that shrouded step is for. Maybe a little bit wasteful. Maybe he knew the Sova was on site and that's why he went behind the boxes. If he did, that was an insane play. just to be honest, that was insane if he knew that. But regardless, Reyna gets the ace. Nice job, Reyna. So one thing I want to mention here for all you guys watching is when you're playing on attack on Ascent, your smokes matter a lot. And right now I'm noticing no smokes in mid. That makes me a little bit nervous because without smoking mid, you're asking for the enemy team to get a ton of information and to take control potentially. Now, if the enemy Brim comes towards mid and decides he wants to take control, it's going to be tough here for the attackers is all I'll say. But fortunately so far, no pressure in mid. I don't know if you guys remember, but that map smoke video I made, I think, for Ascent, one thing I touched on a lot in that video was how important mid control is. And with your smokes, it makes it so easy. Oh, unfortunately, Mac wasn't paying attention to the mini-map there, actually saw the question mark of the Brim come out, but just didn't react to it. Very lucky to live with 12 health. Remember, guys, always sort of have in the back of your mind, like, hey, let me just sort of pay attention to that mini-map every now and then. Especially when a smoke goes down. It's even more important because remember, you might not always be looking at the smoke, but it might be on your screen. In those situations, you do see those question marks or you know, whatever the symbol is for when an enemy comes through. Nice play here, though. That flash followed by the smoke. This is exactly why you smoke like this and you play right next to it because players have to choose where they're going to look from when they walk out of the smoke. And generally, that gives you the option to get that first shot off. But with 12 health here, I'd like to see Mac just play smart. Unfortunately, he rocks back and forth a little bit too much, gives away his position, and it goes down. I think in that situation, honestly, Mac, you're better off just hiding, literally hiding. But thankfully, there wasn't very much time left, and so you guys do win the round anyways. All right, smoking off top mid, or excuse me, mid, I should say, to start the round here, round 15 now, up 10-4. So a good opportunity actually now to just close this game out, take this gun round, and just kind of stomp this other team. Let's see what Mac's able to do. So playing a little bit of a support role now, just kind of holding the flank. I honestly am unsure why Killjoy's turret is right there and not holding the flank, but that's a story for another day. This isn't a Killjoy VoD, it's an Omen VoD. Now we're in a 1v5. Now with 66 health, the only thing you can do is try to save. I don't see any realistic chance of winning this round. And the problem with that is this team is probably going to hunt you, and the Reyna is behind you as well. Unfortunately for Mac, I don't think he's making it out of this round. Moving on to round 16, just a quick weather update. Mac did not live through that round. So, starting round 16 off here, looks like it's going to be a B execute. Smoke going down towards C, smoke going down towards market. Good smokes. The smoke market was a little bit bad, actually. That smoke is way too far towards site. You want that smoke to go into market. That way the enemies can't run through it. It looks like you might have set that smoke up to make this play, though. Nice kill there. Way to grab the op. Oh, and almost a great turn there to kill on the jet. Would have brought it to a 3-on-3. Thankfully, your team is able to take down the jet. I like the aggression. I like the idea. That was going to be a tough shot, though. But good effort nonetheless. Round 17 begins with a little bit of pressure over here towards A. And what you guys are going to be noticing is Mac has not been using his smokes in mid at all. This is a problem. This is a big problem, and it might not even seem like it. The reason this is a problem is because you need to at least suggest that there might be pressure. You know, maybe there's not, but you need to at least give the illusion of pressure, whether anyone is mid. Otherwise, look at that. If you guys just saw on the map right now, a player is pushed up mid. The enemy team knows they're here. And you hear that call by the Reyna. They're all there. Of course they're all there. Because no one is defaulting. No one is holding mid. No one is watching the B push. This enemy team can get so much info off of those pushes. It's unbelievable. Then they're able to stack a site, and Mac and his team have no chance. Okay, a smoke over by Cat now. I like that, because this means that they're not going to have the Cat push quite as easy. You could peek top mid a little more safely, but unfortunately for Mac and his team, I believe this is a save round. I don't really think they're forcing. I think they're saving for next. As you can see, Mac does have 2,300. Unfortunately, though, he does go down, but it is a quick round. A little bit of a save there. Hopefully, they'll be able to pick it up in the next one. So, what do I want to see here? I want to see the mid smokes. I have to see the mid smokes. If we don't get mid smokes, we're going to have a lot of problems because, once again, there is not even a suggestion, however subtle it may be, of any pressure towards mid. I actually think the Killjoy's ult just got shot through a wall as well, which is unbelievable. A Brimstone ult as well, going down, damaging the team, and watch. That is why you need mid control, because you get flanked. The problem with this map is that when you bunch up at A or B, it's really easy to get pinched by those enemies pushing mid. That's why even if you're not playing there, you have to put a smoke there to at least delay these pushes. And unfortunately, Mac is just not doing that. All right, round 20 starts off with the Jet killing Raze over by B. I believe that was probably a kill from Cat. Looks like we're going for an offensive teleport here. I like this. This is what you have to do. You got to get aggressive. I'm really worried that he didn't even look down towards window. Oh, man. And he's able to get the kill on the brim, though. Oh, but he peeks the corner. Oh, man, unfortunate. But really, in that situation, Mac, you can't go for that peek there. You have to just sort of take your kill and fall back and help clear sight. Help the Reyna converge on sight and sort of take this 2-on-3 instead of trying to make the hero play and peeking CT there. They just had a little bit too much information about where you were after your initial kill, so they were ready for your peek, and that's why you died. All right, round 21. Things are tight. Game is tied up 10-10 here. Looks like a bit of a force with the Spectre and the light armor. So, hopefully, for Mac, he's got something in store for us. Now, it looked like there was a deep smoke over towards, right behind Pizza. So that's a CT smoke. But unfortunately here, is no one clears this right side over by the bicycle there, and the enemy team, that was a nice shot, is able just to get a free kill on Mac as he's peeking deep. You always have to be careful of these peaks, and that was just too wide of a swing, if I'm being quite honest with you there. Got to be more careful about that, because you know your team hasn't cleared that angle yet, so make sure you're communicating with your team to go for a peek together there. That way you're not just giving up your life there for free. Thankfully, they were able to trade it, though. Okay, round 22 starts with a smoke over towards Cat, and it looks like a smoke mid. This is what I like. Oh my gosh, that was close. Gotta wait for that smoke to go down. These are the smokes I like to see. Now, that needs to get shot, because you can get shot through the smoke. Oh boy. So just regarding the last round, yeah. Whenever there are smokes down and there are operas around the smokes, you always have to pay attention to the Sova arrows, because if you're spotted through a smoke, it feels like the easiest shot in the world. I don't know if it feels this way to anyone else, but whenever I see someone like outlined through a smoke, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hit that shot, and I always do. Never can do it when I see them regularly, but nope, if they're like a little, glowing person, easiest shot in the world. Nonetheless, nice kill there. Entry over here towards a site. So you get the kill over on Cat. What can your team do with it? Unfortunately for you, your team with bomb is over by B. So you have to do something here. So that smoke applies a little bit of pressure, but you staying in this position isn't really helping. You have to move. Okay, now that you have the brim kill, I actually think you want to back up. I think you just want to leave. Oh, making noise though. Making noise up there. Oh man, I think that got you killed. I don't think you had to do that. Once again, a little bit too aggressive. Maybe fall back through mid. Maybe just sort of walk around to CT instead of breaking window and jumping up there. I think your best bet to win that round was staying nice and stealthy. All right, Mac is looking to bring this game into overtime. 11-12 right now, going for the Cat smoke. Also going to drop a smoke, sort of by market, I guess, and a little bit towards CT as well, but there is a little bit of a crack that someone could kind of play behind. Nonetheless, though, we are holding the B push here. Perhaps aggression was noted and they said, hey, let's hold this. Now, this is where you actually want your Killjoy turret most rounds. You throw the turret over here, let it watch your B flank. That way you don't have to worry about it. Just a fun little tip there for the Killjoys. Make sure you're using your turrets to stop flanks. That's really what they're good for, specifically on attack. Unfortunately, not much use for them otherwise. Nonetheless, though, going forward, this is an aggressive teleport. It is a 5v2, but there is, like, this is the final round of regulation, so why not go for it? Looks like the team is cleaning people up, so we are going to go into overtime. Overtime begins 12-12. Who can win 2 rounds? Let's see. Mac goes for the smoke over towards B-Link. Back on defense here as well, playing with a Phantom over in Market. Now, I know you guys know this. I love actually playing back here towards CT, sort of right where he just ran through. That's my favorite position. But unfortunately, I think that with the aggression that's been shown over here towards A, you have to start putting more people over here. And in this situation, the enemy team was just able to waltz through with almost no resistance. It's a 2v4 now. Let's see what Reyna and Mac can do here on Omen. So, going to start clearing out heaven. Nice crosshair placement because he's playing for these peaks. This is exactly what you want to do. But unfortunately for him, it's just a numbers game at this point. Jet able to get around, but able to get the kill. 2v2 now. This is definitely winnable. But unfortunately, Mac gets a little bit too aggressive there and goes down. Now, honestly, I think the right play there was to use your smoke first. The reason you want to use your smoke there is because you can smoke off CT. It allows your Reyna to be less worried about that peak and to duo with you on the site there. Go for that. Go for the trade, maybe. Thankfully for you, your Reyna popped off. All right, starting round 26. Potentially looking for the win here. Okay, opening kill by the Reyna, up 5-4. You've thrown your smoke, so currently on cooldown. The one thing I haven't noticed too much of are flashes for your teammates. You're still holding flank. I think at this point you have to move. You got to go in. Your bomb is in mid now. I think you go in and you probably lead the charge. Nonetheless, still holding flank. By the way, Crosshair a little bit low. Just taking notes, Crosshair a little bit low there. Got to be careful about that. When they walk around that corner, you want to get that easy headshot. Nonetheless, though, Reyna able to get a kill. Oh, baby. 5v2. No way you guys lose this. All right, 5v2. Sova gets a kill. You're making your way onto site. You need this Jet to stay alive. Honestly, I would run back to your Jet right now. I would run back to your Jet and just make sure she lives because you cannot afford to lose her. Either way here, now I think you go for a smoke. I would have smoked next to that Killjoy, let her play off the smoke, and maybe even you can jump up into heaven as well. Just because of her positioning, it probably would have helped her a little bit more. Nonetheless, you know a player is in heaven. Nice, your Killjoy is able to get a kill. 3v1 here, still playing in heaven. Okay, with the Killjoy dead, you have a smoke. I would definitely use your smoke here. You don't want to, yep, perfect, there you go. Okay, excellent job using your smoke. Maybe now, come out of the smoke a little bit, or there you go. Perfect play. Just like that, you heard the drop, you said, I'm going to kill this guy, and you did. That's what we like to see. 14-12, nice little win there. Great job winning it out in overtime. Now, with all these VOD reviews, I like to sort of summarize my main points and kind of conclude it in the end here. So, there was a few things I noticed from Mac, and one of those was his crosshair placement. Now, honestly, Mac, I gotta be serious here. For your rank, that was really good what I saw. I still think there are some situations where maybe you were caught a little more off guard than you should have been, and you had to adjust a bit too much with the crosshair. So just try to focus on when you're placing it, and especially when you're turning corners. I think that was the biggest thing. Now, next, something I think is really plaguing you right now is you feel a bit too aggressive, and mainly off of your kills. So it's not so much you're dry peeking and like running through stuff, but instead you're getting one kill and then searching for 2 or 3. I think if you can pull that back a little, play a little bit more passive, just take what they give you. You know what I mean? That's something that's helped me so much over the years with these games and now in Valorant, is just taking what the enemy gives me and playing off of that. I think you have the aim to go toe-to-toe with anyone at this rank, so take the easy kills and then fall back. Let them come to you again and then play off of that. Now, next, we have to talk about mid control and in general map control. With Omen, Mac, you are in a wonderful situation to sort of take control of this map, and you need to do that with your smokes. On Ascent in particular, this is probably the most mid-dependent map in the entire game. I wanted to see way more smokes in mid from you. Unless you're going for a fast execute on a site, I honestly think you should be smoking mid somewhere at least every single round with at least one smoke. You start doing that more, you take mid control with your Omen, and you are going to see so much more success on this map. I don't think this game ever should have gone to overtime. I think if you smoke mid, you take mid control, you win this game probably like 13 to like 7 or 13-8. Now, my final point is to try to incorporate your blind a bit more. So paranoia, you really want to use that to open up for your team. And you had like an interesting team comp. I couldn't really tell who was entrying the most, but maybe suggest to your team to play off of your flashes. There are some great flashes on these maps that you can learn with Omen, especially ones that enter bomb sites. So perhaps trying to use that a little bit will actually aid you quite a bit in sort of taking these sites. Because as we know, you did struggle a little bit more on offense. Now, obviously, this is Ascent. Mid control is big here, but if you could hone in on those flashes, you're going to see a lot more progress. But with that being said, hopefully these tips helped you. Hopefully these tips will help you make it further into gold. Congrats on the rank up, and thanks for submitting the VOD. Guys, if you're still watching this far, please leave a like. Really appreciate it. And of course, hit that subscribe button. With that being said, though, I'll be live on Saturday, so hopefully I'll see you guys there for some VOD reviews. If not, take it easy and peace.